Tech and SaaS Financial News, June 9, 2026. Disclaimer: the following report is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal, medical, financial, or official advice. All news presented here is current as of June 9, 2026. Please treat these anecdotal stories as informational news only, not as advice. Topic 1. Finance/fintech/DeFi, stablecoins bridge traditional finance and the digital frontier. In a week that has underscored how fintech innovations are reshaping global finance, stablecoins have emerged from the fringes of cryptocurrency to enter mainstream financial operations. MoneyGram, a legacy money transfer firm, has launched its own US dollar-pegged digital token called NGUST, marking one of the most significant adoptions of blockchain by a traditional financial services company. Unveiled last week at the Money 2020 Europe conference in Amsterdam, NGUST is engineered to serve real-world money transfers rather than speculative crypto trading. This stablecoin is integrated into the MoneyGram mobile app through a built-in self-custody wallet, allowing users to hold and send digital US dollars and convert them seamlessly into local currencies. With NGUST now live for US customers and a phased global rollout planned, MoneyGram aims to connect billions of unbanked and underbanked people worldwide, a mission that reflects the financial industry's push to make digital currency technology accessible to everyday consumers. Yahoo! The FinTech Times. The FinTech Times. +1. The rise of stablecoins like NGUST signals a broader financial transformation. Once dismissed as niche crypto experiments, regulated stablecoins are now becoming essential tools for liquidity management and cross-border payments in the corporate sector. Recent industry reports show that the supply of fiat-backed stablecoins exceeded $270 billion by early 2026, with transaction volumes in 2025 reaching nearly $11 trillion, rivaling the annual payment volume of global card networks like Visa. These digital dollars, anchored by collateral such as actual US dollar reserves, are proving valuable for instant settlement and around-the-clock transfers without traditional banking delays. In fact, 96% of large global enterprises now plan to integrate stablecoins into their operations by 2027, encouraged by clearer regulatory frameworks like the US Genius Act and Europe's MiCA regulations. As fintech firms innovate and regulators provide clarity, stablecoins are bridging traditional finance with the decentralized finance (DeFi) world, promising faster transactions, lower fees, and greater inclusion in the financial system. Fintech Bloom. Fintech Bloom. +1. This evolution in fintech is also sparking healthy competition and rapid innovation among traditional financial companies. Western Union, another major remittance player, introduced its own USD-backed digital coin called USDT just a month before MoneyGram's announcement. The stablecoin boom reflects a positively futuristic vision of finance, where money can move as fluidly as information across borders and even, one day, across planets. Fintech startups and established financial giants alike are investing heavily in blockchain-based payment rails, envisioning a future where anyone can send value globally as easily as sending a message. This pivot toward digital currencies, underpinned by robust compliance and transparent reserves, is garnering significant investor attention in stock markets. As humanity looks to an increasingly interconnected future, perhaps even one involving commerce that reaches orbit or beyond, stablecoins offer a hopeful glimpse into a financial system that could empower more people, reduce friction, and support growth in a global, and maybe interplanetary, economy. Electronic Payments International. +1. Subtopic: SoFi's Hong Kong data breach. Fintech's weakest link exposed. In late-breaking news on June 9, 2026, SoFi, a major U.S. fintech and digital banking firm, confirmed a data breach at its Hong Kong subsidiary due to a compromise of a third-party vendor. The breach, which exposed customer information via an external service provider, underscores the persistent supply chain vulnerabilities within fintech and digital finance. Though SoFi has not reported substantial financial losses or customer fund theft, the incident rattled customer confidence and prompted urgent reviews of vendor security practices. Analysts note that modern fintech platforms are interconnected with numerous external partners, from cloud hosts to payment processors, and each link in this chain can be targeted by threat actors. This episode stands as a stark reminder that rapid fintech expansion must be paired with robust risk management. Industry observers are hopeful, however, that lessons from events like this will push fintech companies to implement stronger controls and due diligence on third-party partners, ultimately leading to more resilient digital finance infrastructure in the future. Tech startups. Topic 2. Legal tech/compliance. Regulation catches up. AI faces its first major legal challenges. As artificial intelligence becomes ubiquitous in business and daily life, regulators and courts are beginning to grapple with its impacts. In a landmark legal move this week, the state of Florida has filed a historic lawsuit against OpenAI, the creator of ChatGPT, raising the stakes for AI accountability in the United States. Florida's Attorney General alleges that the widely used chatbot was negligently deployed and contributed to harmful incidents, including cases involving alleged violence by users prompted by AI interactions. This first-of-its-kind state-level lawsuit claims that OpenAI prioritized market growth over safety, ignoring known risks to consumers, particularly minors, as it raced ahead in the AI arms race. OpenAI, led by CEO Sam Altman, has denied the allegations and emphasized its extensive safety measures. But the company now faces what could be a precedent-setting court battle with broad implications for how AI technologies are regulated and litigated in the future. Infounder. +1. The Florida case is part of a growing chorus of calls for stricter oversight of AI systems and the algorithms that increasingly influence society. Across the globe, lawmakers and courts are acknowledging that AI developers may need to be held legally responsible for the actions or harms stemming from their systems. In Washington, D.C., there is rising bipartisan interest in establishing federal frameworks to govern AI safety and liability, spurred by incidents that highlight the need for consumer protection without stifling innovation. Legal experts say a patchwork of state lawsuits, Florida's being the first, could accelerate federal action to set uniform rules for AI accountability. Meanwhile, tech companies are hiring lobbyists and compliance experts, recognizing that regulatory navigation is becoming as crucial to their future as technical innovation. The willingness of a major U.S. state to take OpenAI to court indicates that the age of largely unregulated AI is waning, and that big tech firms must prepare for an environment where compliance and legal risk management are top priorities alongside growth. Infounder. The backdrop of increased legal scrutiny is not limited to the United States, as we see similar moves abroad to apply stronger guardrails on emerging technologies. In Europe, regulators are forging ahead with comprehensive AI regulations and digital policies that demand greater transparency and accountability from tech companies. Investors are watching these developments closely. Regulatory actions can influence stock market sentiment, as companies perceived to face legal hurdles or compliance costs might see their valuations fluctuate. Yet there is a cautious optimism among futurists and business leaders that well-crafted regulations, though challenging in the short term, could buttress long-term trust in AI and technology platforms. By setting clear boundaries and protecting consumers, governments aim to ensure that the innovation engine remains people-centric and sustainable, paving the way for an era of responsible AI that can benefit society without compromising safety or privacy. Subtopic: Apple's Siri AI stumbles in Europe. Tech giant's assistant hits regulatory wall. June 9, 2026. Apple's latest AI-powered Siri virtual assistant will not be launching in the European Union after the company failed to meet the EU's stringent interoperability and privacy requirements. In a surprising move, Apple reportedly decided to withhold the new Siri AI from the European market entirely rather than overhaul it to comply with the EU's rules, highlighting a widening gap between Silicon Valley's rapid AI rollouts and Europe's more cautious regulatory regime. The European Commission confirmed that Apple sought exemptions for Siri's proprietary features, but ultimately chose not to release the product under the current conditions, illustrating how regulatory pressure can influence the reach of big tech's innovations. The news sent shockwaves through the tech community and raises questions for investors about how stricter privacy and security laws might affect future technology launches and revenues in major markets. It serves as a vivid example of how compliance challenges can limit even the world's largest companies, but also underscores the theme that societal values like user privacy and data protection are taking center stage in the advancement of consumer tech. Tech startups. Topic 3. E-commerce/retail tech. The AI shopping revolution reshapes retail. The retail world is in the midst of a profound transformation as artificial intelligence becomes a personal shopping assistant, store clerk, and supply chain optimizer all at once. This week's trending developments illustrate how e-commerce and retail technology are being reinvented. Major online marketplaces like eBay are rethinking the rules of engagement in an era of autonomous shopping bots. Earlier this year, eBay updated its user policies to explicitly ban third-party AI, buy for me, agents from making automated purchases on its platform. While such bots promise to simplify shopping, the move reflects growing concerns over accountability and trust. Who is responsible if software, rather than a human, makes a bad purchase? Marketplaces are navigating a delicate balance, embracing AI-driven convenience without undermining consumer protections or losing the human element that customers rely on for accountability. This dynamic echoes the larger challenges of this era. Technology is racing ahead, and companies must ensure these innovations remain under ethical, human-centric guardrails to maintain public trust even as they push into new frontiers. E-commerce times. At the same time, traditional retailers and e-commerce giants are deploying AI to enhance customer experience and drive sales. Retail executives have been speaking in glowing terms about how generative AI and machine learning are unlocking new capabilities across online and physical stores, confirming that AI has become one of the hottest topics in retail strategy. Supplanting last year's buzz around the metaverse and NFTs, leading retailers like Best Buy and Gap used their recent quarterly earnings calls to detail how AI is boosting productivity and personalization for shoppers. For example, Costco's new AI-driven personalization tools reportedly drove an additional $500 million in digital sales by serving up tailored product recommendations, tripling conversion rates for those offers. Meanwhile, Dick's Sporting Goods announced an AI coach, virtual advisor to provide sports equipment suggestions and training tips, reflecting how big-box retailers are adopting AI to replicate the in-store expert experience online. These developments show the industry's optimism that AI can strengthen customer loyalty and revenue as retailers harness smart algorithms to delight shoppers in new, convenient ways. Retail dive. The integration of AI in retail is also accelerating innovation in supply chains and operations. Large e-commerce players are leveraging automation to optimize everything from inventory management to delivery logistics. Retailers at the Home Delivery World 2026 conference this week emphasized that reliability and transparency in shipping are as crucial to customer satisfaction as sheer speed. Insights likely informed by AI-driven analysis of delivery data and consumer preferences. As demand for seamless service soars, Amazon is actively sharing its own AI technologies with other retailers, hoping to embed its agentic AI shopping assistant across the industry and cement its influence in the digital retail ecosystem. These changes indicate that e-commerce is hurtling toward a futurist shopping paradigm, one where algorithms anticipate our needs, search for products visually or via conversation, and streamline the entire process from discovery to doorstep. While challenges around trust and authenticity remain, the overall tone is optimistic. The sector is innovating rapidly, blending technology with the human touch to create a more personalized, efficient, and frictionless consumer experience that could ultimately empower people around the world. Retail dive. Subtopic: Amazon's AI image search. See it, shop it feature debuts. Today, June 9, 2026, E-commerce giant Amazon is making headlines with a new AI-powered image generator to enhance product search, unveiled yesterday as part of its latest app update. Shoppers can now simply describe a desired product in the Amazon app and receive a set of algorithmically generated images representing that item, which they can tap to find similar products. This see it, shop it approach is a bold bet on visual search to make online shopping even more intuitive, combining generative AI with Amazon's vast product catalog. The goal is to capture customers who may not have the exact words to describe a product but have a mental image of what they want. Amazon's AI essentially bridges that gap with on-the-fly visuals. Retail analysts note that this feature, launched just in time for the company's Prime Day promotion later this month, reflects Amazon's continual push to stay ahead in the competitive retail tech space. By making search more interactive and engaging, almost like an imaginative game, Amazon hopes to boost user engagement and conversion rates, further solidifying its dominance in e-commerce. The flashy new feature also has a futuristic feel, stirring excitement among tech enthusiasts about how AI can transform shopping into something closer to a creative collaboration between humans and algorithms. Retail Dive. Topic 4. Cybersecurity/risk management. Battling AI-driven threats in the digital age. Even as technology promises a brighter future, the dark side of innovation is testing our defenses, and cybersecurity has never been more critical for companies and consumers alike. This week, a wave of alarming incidents underscored how hackers are exploiting advanced digital systems, including AI, to find new vulnerabilities. In one striking example, cybercriminals managed to hijack over 20,000 Instagram accounts by abusing Meta's AI-driven customer support tools. The attackers tricked the social media giant's automated support system into resetting user passwords, effectively turning what was meant to be a helpful AI feature into a weapon for malicious account takeover. This incident, disclosed by Meta on June 9th, highlights a worrisome trend. Hackers are increasingly targeting the very AI support systems companies use to automate services as an entry point for attacks. The boundary between human error and algorithmic vulnerability is blurring, forcing organizations to confront novel threats that don't fit old cybersecurity models. With an ever-expanding digital infrastructure, from cloud services to fintech platforms, a single breach can reverberate through markets, eroding customer trust and even impacting stock prices in the sensitive tech and SaaS sectors. Tech startups. Founder. Companies across industries are coming to terms with the reality that as they embrace AI and automation, they must also invest in AI-powered defenses and robust risk management strategies. The new threat landscape includes deepfake-enabled scams, synthetic identities, and intelligent phishing campaigns that adapt in real time, easily slipping past traditional security filters. In response, tech firms and financial institutions are deploying their own advanced countermeasures, machine learning models that detect anomalous behavior, continuous identity verification, and AI that can outsmart would-be attackers in a high-stakes digital cat-and-mouse game. The arms race between attackers and defenders is accelerating, with each side leveraging AI's capabilities, the underworld innovating as rapidly as legitimate businesses. Cybersecurity, once considered a back-office IT issue, is now recognized as a frontline concern at the highest levels of corporate leadership and government. The European Union's new Digital Operational Resilience Act, DORA, and similar frameworks around the world reflect a growing consensus that cyber resilience must be baked into tech innovations from the start, ensuring that progress doesn't come at the cost of safety and public trust. Fintech Bloom. Founder. Yet amidst these threats, there is a strengthening resolve to secure the digital future and protect people in this high-tech era. Industry leaders are candid that new AI-driven vulnerabilities demand not just better technology, but also smarter policies and international cooperation. We see increased information sharing between companies and governments on cyber threats and a wave of investment into the cybersecurity sector as investors realize the high stakes of digital risk management. This evolving landscape is galvanizing innovation in cybersecurity startups and prompting established firms to double down on security spending, which in turn is creating new opportunities and potentially new market winners. The optimistic view is that the same technologies empowering cybercriminals, like AI, are also giving defenders unprecedented tools to predict, prevent, and neutralize attacks. As humanity's reliance on digital platforms deepens and even extends to space-based networks in the future, building resilient systems is a cornerstone of progress. The collective dedication to cybersecurity and risk management suggests a determination to safeguard the gains of the tech revolution, ensuring that the digital infrastructure of tomorrow remains trustworthy for all. Subtopic: Criminal networks embrace next-gen tech. Underworld's AI edge outpaces law enforcement. June 9, 2026, a new report from Europe highlights that organized crime rings are rapidly adopting AI and advanced technology, giving drug trafficking networks a disturbing cutting-edge advantage over law enforcement. Investigations detailed by the Financial Times reveal that European drug gangs are using artificial intelligence for everything from manufacturing synthetic drugs more efficiently to predicting law enforcement patterns and optimizing smuggling routes. Criminal organizations are leveraging the same algorithmic tools that modern businesses use: big data analytics, automation, even drone technology, and AI-driven logistics to outmaneuver authorities. This revelation is a wake-up call for regulators and security agencies, indicating that technology oversight must go beyond corporate compliance to address malicious actors who adopt new tools even faster than public institutions can respond. As society harnesses AI for progress, it's inevitable that bad actors will too. However, experts suggest that acknowledging these threats is the first step toward countering them. This sobering news has spurred fresh urgency for international cooperation on AI governance in law enforcement, with calls for investing in predictive policing technologies and regulatory guardrails to prevent sophisticated tech from becoming a one-sided weapon for criminals. The fight to keep communities safe in the digital age is intensifying, but there is hope that robust, ethically guided innovation can help level the playing field for those on the side of justice. Tech startups. Topic 5. Wildcard: Frontier tech on the rise, space, and the AI gold rush. Beyond the established tech sectors, frontier innovations are capturing imagination and investor capital on a monumental scale, seizing headlines and driving conversations about humanity's future. Space technology and next-generation computing took center stage this week with news that SpaceX is reportedly preparing for one of the largest IPOs in history, seeking a staggering valuation estimated around $1.70 to $1.80 trillion. The company helmed by Elon Musk is pitching investors on a vision far grander than rockets and satellite launches. SpaceX's future includes building orbital data centers and space-based AI computing infrastructure as part of its growth strategy. This ambitious narrative effectively ties the space industry to the fervor surrounding artificial intelligence, suggesting that the ultimate cloud platform may stretch beyond Earth's atmosphere. If SpaceX's public offering proceeds at these astronomical figures, it would signal extraordinary investor confidence in long-term, moonshot technologies and the potential for the space economy to redefine global and eventually interplanetary connectivity. This story carries a symbolic weight. It underscores that technological advancement is pushing into literal new worlds, with capital markets following suit, fueling dreams of a future where humanity's digital and physical frontiers expand together. Tech startups. SpaceX's colossal IPO ambitions coincide with a broader wave of space race exuberance crossing paths with the AI boom in the investment world. Just as in the mid-20th century space race, tech companies are making audacious promises to shape the future. Only now, the competition is playing out in the stock market as much as in the skies. Alphabet's Google is raising tens of billions to bolster its own AI data centers, highlighting that terrestrial tech giants are also in an arms race to capture the future of computing. Meanwhile, Amazon's space subsidiary, Project Kuiper, won a regulatory reprieve from the FCC, granting it more time to launch thousands of low-Earth orbit satellites for its planned internet service. This extension not only intensifies Amazon's battle with SpaceX's Starlink for satellite broadband dominance, but also exemplifies regulators' willingness to encourage competition in off-Earth infrastructure development. Together, These developments reflect a positivist and forward-looking ethos in the tech industry. Companies are tackling grand challenges, from harnessing space for communications and computing to exploring how AI can operate beyond our planet's confines. Each milestone is a reminder that innovation, when guided responsibly, has the power to propel humanity into new horizons and foster resilience. In the process, the financial world is responding in kind, funneling record capital into these dreams, investing not only in technology's current potential, but in a vision of human progress that leaps beyond traditional boundaries. Founder. Tech startups. Subtopic. Tech's new titans. Mango overtakes FANG, the next-gen leaders of the AI era. Today, June 9, 2026, tech circles are abuzz with a fresh acronym encapsulating the shifting landscape of industry titans. Observers are coining the term Mango, short for Meta, Anthropic, NVIDIA, Google, and OpenAI, to represent the new constellation of dominant companies leading the artificial intelligence revolution. This catchy moniker signals a changing of the guard, where once FANG, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, summed up big tech's vanguard, the rise of AI-first innovators has reshuffled the order. The inclusion of startups like Anthropic and OpenAI, now both eyeing giant IPOs, alongside stalwarts like Meta, Google, and NVIDIA underscores how power and investment are concentrating around AI hardware and foundation model companies. It's a symbolic yet telling development for venture capitalists and stock market analysts trying to predict the next decade's winners. NVIDIA's surging valuation and pivotal role in supplying AI chips, and OpenAI's transformation from a research lab to a potential trillion-dollar public company highlight the momentum behind Mango's constituents. While Apple and Amazon remain huge forces, the Mango grouping reflects the tech community's frothy excitement for AI and the belief that these 5 players will dominate the trajectory of innovation. The narrative of our time is shifting. Investors and technologists alike are increasingly focused on AI leaders, viewing them as architects of a future that extends from virtual assistants to AI-driven enterprises and even to the stars. The Mango versus FANG conversation, though somewhat playful, also reveals a deeper optimism that technology's next chapter will be defined by those harnessing AI's transformative potential for the broader benefit of humanity. Tech startups. Video description. Join us in this 20-minute deep dive into today's top tech and SaaS financial news, June 9, 2026. In this episode, we unpack 5 major stories shaping the tech industry and financial markets, from a fintech revolution in global payments as stablecoins like MoneyGram's Gust bring blockchain into mainstream finance, to a legal showdown in Florida that could set new precedents for AI regulation and compliance. We explore how AI-driven innovation is transforming e-commerce and retail, with Amazon's latest AI-powered shopping features and marketplaces balancing automation with accountability. We tackle the mounting challenges of cybersecurity in an AI era, including a startling Instagram hack that exposes new digital vulnerabilities and the way criminals are weaponizing advanced technology. Finally, we cast our gaze to the frontier of space and next-gen tech, discussing SpaceX's audacious $1.7 trillion IPO vision of AI computing beyond Earth and introducing the new Mango group of industry titans poised to lead the AI-driven future. Throughout these stories, we maintain a positive, forward-looking lens on how innovation, human ingenuity, and responsible oversight can together drive progress and hope for a better tomorrow. This episode blends insightful analysis, trending news, and a splash of futurist perspective, bringing you the knowledge you need to stay ahead in the ever-evolving world of tech and finance, with no fluff and no hype. Just the facts and a healthy dose of optimism. Disclaimer: this video is for informational purposes only. It is not legal, medical, financial, or official advice. Video tags: tech news, SaaS news, financial news, stock market, technology stocks, fintech, DeFi, cryptocurrency, stablecoin, AI IPO, OpenAI, Anthropic, SpaceX, AI regulation, legal tech, compliance, data breach, cybersecurity, risk